What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. Sorry I haven't made a video in quite a bit. I've been dealing with quite a few different projects at the time. So I'm doing my best to kind of juggle everything at once. But I definitely wanted to do a video specifically on some of the new stuff that Compound has released with the version 2 of the protocol. Quickly, before we jump into the cTokens, you can see Compound has been doing pretty well over the last few months. We have what we got? We got a total value locked in US dollars of 100 and what do we got here? 115 million. In ETH, we have we'll look at total locked ETH. We got almost 660,000 ETH locked in Compound, so they're doing pretty well. It's a great protocol and smart contract for earning interest on Ethereum, DAI, different DeFi cryptos. Just quickly, as a refresher on Compound, I'll just run over this really quick. Compound is an algorithmic money market protocol on Ethereum that lets users earn interest or borrow assets against collateral. Anyone can supply assets to Compound's liquidity pool and immediately begin earning continuously compounding interest. Rates adjust automatically based on supply and demand. So it's basically a smart contract that allows you to earn interest on different cryptos, and different cryptos have different interest rates depending on the demand. I think right now you can get, looking at a Compound site here, I believe DAI is got almost a 9% interest rate. You see BAT has a 0.2% interest rate. Cycle here. Yeah, 9.5% interest rate right now on DAI, which is pretty good. So what exactly are the cTokens, and more specifically cDAI? Basically, it is a way, Compound has figured out a way to actually give you access to your original lending amount plus the interest accrued on what you lended. And it basically allows you to then have liquidity with it by giving you another token that represents the original amount that was invested and the actual interest that is gained on that investment. It's a little confusing, but I think it's a really good thing. And it allows you to actually not only invest DAI, for example, into Compound, but then you can then take the cDAI that gets spit back out from that, and then invest that into something like Uniswap, which you can then earn fees for trading by adding your cDAI to that liquidity pool. And that's just one example. I'm sure more and more options will pop up. So let's just jump into this right here. Lending is one of the most popular ways in DeFi to earn interest, but did you know it just got easier than ever? As you may know, Compound, a money market protocol, allows you to earn a variable interest rate in return for supplying tokens and other users can borrow. The protocol recently upgraded to version 2, which includes a big development that everyone's talking about: the addition of Compound tokens, or cTokens, including cDAI, cETH, and more. Previously, Compound used a single smart contract for all assets. With the upgrade, each token on Compound has its own contract called an asset gateway. That's a big deal because now when you deposit tokens into Compound, you get cTokens, ERC20 tokens that represent your lending or supply balance and the interest it has accrued. So how exactly does it work? And it does give a good example here. So you get the idea of you deposit DAI, ETH. Most likely with Compound, you're going to deposit DAI, and then it's actually going to spit back a certain number of tokens depending on what the current interest rate is. Since everybody is kind of invested in the same pool, those cDAI tokens that you have will actually vary in value depending on what the interest rate is at the time. So they're going to get into it here. Let's see. Previously in Compound version 1, the interest you earned was simply added to your account balance and it remained in Compound. However, now when you supply DAI to Compound in version 2, you'll receive cDAI in exchange. The exchange rate began at 50 cDAI for every 1 DAI, and as interest accrues in the market, each cDAI will be worth more DAI. The idea is that as your interest accrues, you'll need less cTokens to redeem your underlying assets. In other words, the exchange rate between DAI and cDAI grows proportionally with the interest rate. And I know that especially when you're used to the old way where it just, the interest you earn was just added to your account balance. That's what we're used to with the legacy financial system. Moving to this new system where it's a variable rate between cDAI and DAI is a little bit hard to wrap your brain around. But if you do some research on it and see exactly how it works, it does start to make a little more sense. So what makes cDAI so awesome? The simple answer is that by designing cTokens as ERC20 tokens, Compound has opened up a whole new world of functionality and liquidity. All the assets that used to stay locked away in Compound are now free to move about the ecosystem, ready to be utilized for other purposes. You can transfer, trade, or send cTokens to cold storage, just like any other token on Ethereum. In fact, you can even integrate them into other protocols. That is, any protocol where you can lock tokens could choose to accept any cToken. This would allow you to earn interest on top of the benefits the protocol already gives you. This is basically, I've talked a lot about this on the channel, but it's basically kind of tokenizing. It's tokenizing a token. So it's basically taking something that normally would be locked up in a smart contract and allows you to then move that asset that's still, giving you interest and gaining in value over time, but then allows you to move that token around to possibly use with other protocols or lock away in cold storage if you want. And they give a good example here. The perfect example of this new interoperability is the Uniswap DAI to cDAI liquidity tool. Users can swap their DAI or any token for that matter into cTokens to take advantage of Compound's interest-based exchange rate. And compared to simply holding DAI, pooling cDAI earns you interest while also exposing you to trading fees on Uniswap. So this is one of the reasons why I like DeFi so much, is that it's layered so much that you can see we're able to build these layers that we just cannot do in the legacy financial system because it would just fall apart. But because all of these are built on these smart contract rules, we're able to do something like go to Maker and open up a CDP with Ethereum, get DAI back, then take that DAI, put it into Compound to get interest on your DAI that you got from Maker. And then from Compound, you get back cDAI. You can then take that cDAI and invest that into Uniswap for trading fees. So you have 3 levels of tokens that are making money for you. And they're all kind of layered on top of each other. Obviously, there are risks to all of this. Make sure you read about them. But it's definitely a very cool addition to the DeFi space. This is the cTokens section on Compound site. You can see that they have CUSDC, cDAI. Let's see what they got here. Total supply, borrowers, cETH. Everything is pretty new. I believe this was just released in June. So I just want to do a quick video about this and let you guys know that Compound is making some nice moves in the DeFi space, and I think releasing these cTokens is actually very cool. I'll have a link to all of these 3 sites in the description. Please like the video, please share it, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. That's all I got. Thanks.